What is up, everyone? Welcome to episode 26 of Dead with My Friends podcast. I am your co-host, Steve.
And I am your co-host, Nick.
And this episode is a very special episode because it is our Ninja November Part 2 episode. So yeah, Ninja November is here. November is here.
Ninja November Volume 2. I want to do it like the volumes, you know what I mean?
Okay, I like the sound of that. Volume 2. Yeah.
Ninja November Volume 2. I mean, even though like this year we're not doing the double feature like we did last year.
It was a crazy week. We couldn't get to two movies.
we were gonna, and we both agreed to I at least said, I was like, you know what, man, the double features are pretty intense when it comes to the editing and the conversation and stuff, but I'm like, let's keep Ninja November a double feature just because it's, we dedicate, this month to ninja movies and whatnot. But yeah, man, the week's been fucking crazy. Life's gotten in the way, but dude, hey, man, I mean, at least
such a crazy week.
I mean, yeah, your week's been crazy, dude. Like you fucking texted me and you told me like everything that you've been dealing with, like with the car situation and shit. And it's like what you've been dealing with is like a whole month's worth of like dealing with shit, dude. But brother, I'm glad that like you're here and you were definitely you were down to still record and you got to fucking watch the movie. And same here with me, man. I mean, I'm happy that I got to sit down and watch the flick. I watched it last night.
Yeah. So before we get into our flick, like you said, man, it was a crazy week. If you can't hear my voice, I've been sick all week. I got sick amongst many others from the final show at the Chance with Hatebreed, internal bleeding, and our friends in sick bay They are the last Hudson Valley band ever to play the Chance. It is over. It has officially been sold, and it was a bittersweet night, a way to say goodbye. A lot of friends that I've made throughout the years of going to shows there were all there, and it was sad, but it was, like I said, bittersweet. And I was happy I was there with everyone, and Hatebreed killed it. They put on one hell of a show.
What'd they end with?
They ended with the classic Looking Down the Barrel Today. And, of course, they played a lot of the hits, a lot of stuff off of Perseverance. I fucking got a Perseverance fucking hoodie. But, dude, it was just, the place went wild. Also seeing Internal Bleeding for the first time ever, they were fucking awesome, dude. They were so heavy. And then, again, Sick Bay, I'd mentioned before, they're technically the very last Hudson Valley band to ever play the Chance again.
Did Jeremy did he come out straight penitentiary style?
Straight penitentiary shit, full gimmicked up. Eventually took it all off, but like moshed into the crowd. Even Jim jumped into the crowd playing guitar. It was one hell of a performance by them and a way for them to go out. And yeah, man, it was just such a sad but special night. And to see the sign as we're walking out, where it's like, Hatebreed one last time, thanks for the memories. It was crazy. And then like my friend Pat's girl McKenna like took a picture of me in front of the stage. She was like, come on, I want to get a picture of you. So like, that picture, and then like the picture of the sign I took, and just, yeah, man. I mean, everyone was posting like.
The sad thing about all of it, though, dude, is like I guarantee you that fucking place is going to be torn down and turned into apartment complexes.
Probably.
That's what I think, man.
There's those new apartment complexes behind there.
Yeah, I know, and I was never there before. The last time I was there, when we had seen who the fuck did we see there? I'm fucking drawing a blank. Mind Force. That was the last time I was up there. Was Mind Force at the Chance? Yeah. At the Loft. And I was like looking around. I'm like, I don't remember all these fucking apartments, but that's gentrification for you, dude. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but I mean, hey, man, Hatebreed at the Chance. What a fucking way to go out.
It was a proper way to go out, man. It couldn't have gone out in the best way.
Could have been like a Bon Jovi cover band.
Yeah, fuck that.
You know how
shit.
Like they do that shit some 80s
like
night?
Hatebreed's history is deeply rooted playing at the Chance and shit. And also, dude, Sean Martin, the legend,
He was there. Well,
came
he
out.
still
He was
plays with
there.
Hatebreed, right? Does he still play with Hatebreed?
Not really, just special appearances, I think. And this was
Okay.
like one of those special appearances
Okay.
where he played some tracks like in the later half of the set. So that was really cool to have him come out. And yeah, man, it was just a fucking incredible yet sad night. And everyone was posting after like all the memories, this and that. And
Yeah, I got a lot of them up there too, man. I wish I was able to go out. And I mean, there was they added the Thursday show, and then they had the Sunday show. I could have definitely had made the Sunday show, but it literally like you blinked and it was fucking sold out. But
yeah,
it sucks that I missed it. I'm glad that you were able to attend, but I have great memories at the Chance for sure. Like my first real introduction into concerts and music really was at the Chance. And I told you it was
same.
Evergreen Terrace, As I Lay Dying, Misery Signals,
Yeah,
August Burns Red.
it's a great
And I,
fucking lineup.
I was like, holy shit, dude. I met I met Tim Lambesis and shit, dude. And Jordan Mancino, the drummer, he was like my biggest inspiration as a drummer at the time, dude. But yeah, great memories, dude. Lots of good shit. Question. So Sean Martin, was he playing with Twitching Tongues with that Misfits cover
No,
EP that they did?
he wasn't there for that.
I can't
He,
stop listening to it.
yeah, no,
It's
it's
so
a great
fucking
EP.
good, dude.
But they confirmed that they are gonna play a set next Halloween 2 with probably a volume 2 EP to drop as well for next
That's
October.
awesome, dude. Yeah,
So
it's like it is probably one of the coolest fucking things I'd heard in
that
a
was
very
the
long time.
last thing they ever recorded at the Pit Studio since Taylor was forced to be evicted.
Yeah, that's
So they
unfortunate as
recorded,
well.
so that's all live tracks.
Yeah, it sounded like it.
Yeah, and it sounds incredible. So yeah, moving on from the Chance, man. Now that that's gone, Hudson Valley Hardcore is not, and it is here to stay because this past Thursday at this new venue called Reason and Ruckus in the city of Poughkeepsie as well. Uh, fucking Alex, Casey, and Nicole of Streets of Hate. They booked a show for Godskin Peeler, Nomad, who just dropped a new EP, Balmora and Adrian, all those metalcore bands off that Ephra label from Connecticut that I showed you. Yeah, they had a show, like I said, and people showed the fuck up. They moshed hard. Every band sounded fucking tight. So shout outs to Alex and Nicole for keeping Hudson Valley hardcore and the music scene alive, and shout outs to Reason and Ruckus for being such a sick venue because like when I got there, dude, they were showing a screener copy of Gourmet Zombie Chef from Hell, which shout out to my boy Brian for letting me know what movie it was because I wasn't sure. But then they had a bunch of like VHS stacks and shit, and they had like Mother's Day and Prom Night 2, Hello Mary Lou, and I was like, okay, I'm meant to be here. And like I said, man, the show was so fucking good. All of the bands sounded amazing. A lot of good moshing, fucking pile ups. I made sure to get a shirt from all the Ephra bands because I'm so thankful that they came on through. And I hope to see more of like Ephra and Streets of Hate shows booked at Reason and Ruckus. Like, let that be the place now where we have really good shows come through because it was an awesome turnout.
Yeah, I mean, I've mentioned previously that, despite, the Chance being the biggest venue that we probably have had in the Hudson Valley, there's other venues that are picking up where the Chance is now left off, which is awesome that, like it's not just going away. Like the scene's not going to just go away. It's
No,
alive and well,
yeah,
and I'm very grateful for that too.
me
So
too.
yeah, I would definitely want to check out that venue as well because you were saying it sounded pretty fucking
Yeah,
dope with.
between like that, man, like Andrew Guy booking shows at the Grange, which that past Friday, the 28th show, that was or yeah, the 27th, my bad. That was actually one of the best turnouts we've had there. And
It's
that
gonna
was with
grow, bro. It's gonna grow. It's gonna
yeah.
grow. It's got
And
no.
then
It's
Quinn Pins, man. Quinn Pins has been booking some awesome heavy shows too. So to have like Andrew Gipe with Heavy HV and like Brown Table, which is like another promotion that's booking like Hudson Valley bands and shows, like the scene's still going strong, and it's awesome to see.
Yeah, it's gonna continue to, but I'm very fucking grateful for that. And like you mentioned too, we were speaking earlier that there's a show coming up this week at
Yeah,
Quinpins.
so next weekend, which this episode will drop after, but yeah, November 11th, it's Hell's Teeth, Grave Heist, Servant of Sorrow, Abuse Ritual at Quinpins
That's
with some new
awesome.
band. I don't
That
know,
sounds so
but
sick.
dude, yeah, stack lineup, all the homies. It's gonna be a great fucking time. $10 at the door. Come on through. I mean, again, I think this episode will drop
It's
after
gonna
that
definitely
show,
drop after it,
but
but you know what,
hopefully
man?
we saw you there, and hopefully,
I
Nick,
think
you
I'm
can
gonna be
make it.
there. I'm going to fucking Monster Mania this next Sunday, so I'm excited about that. I get to go see my
Yeah,
dad, Michael
yeah,
Ironside.
Michael Ironside, man.
And
Get a picture for me.
I'm gonna, dude. I showed Gabby because we're going, Josh and Jade are going, but I sent Gabby a picture of Michael Ironside, and I was like, this guy looks like my dad. She's like, I've never seen what your dad looks like, but I could definitely see that you kind of look like this dude. I was like, yeah, like
It's great.
we kind of
It
like look
is, man.
similar. So I'm going there. I'm gonna probably make it to the Quinpin show, and then I'm going to
I would
Anime
love to see
Con
you
with the
there.
fucking boys, bro.
I know you're so lucky, dude. It's just like I wish I could come down for both like Monster Mania Con that Sunday and then like Anime Con, like fucking damn, dude. Like, but those tickets for anime, what is it, Animania or Anime Con?
Anime Con. It's at the Javits
Anime,
Center.
yeah.
So I guess I
It's
mean, look,
fucking
dude, like
pricey tickets, bro.
uh
Like you said, like $80.
there was like $80. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is what it is, dude. You know,
If it wasn't a Sunday to go down to you, then to go down to the city, to be down there all fucking day, then by the time we get back to your house, then for me to track back up to mine, which is
it's a
another
lot.
hour and 20,
Yeah.
and then to work the next day, man, and be so fucking spent.
It's looking like I'm gonna be having a real busy, next 2 weeks. So I'm gonna need all the fucking rest I can. Um oh, I wanted to mention to you, dude. I know that you weren't really into it, but I ripped open my Arrow Video Enter the Video Store set. I watched every movie on it last night.
Oh wow,
I
okay.
powered through. It was like 5 movies.
Damn, look at you having yourself a fucking little
I
marathon.
had a good night, man. I got to say, dude.
That's awesome.
I was just kind of like I was feeling like I could have went out, There was, some things going on, and I was just like, "You know what? I kind of feel like I want to just get settled in with my Saturday. I got some Taco Bell. They don't have the vegan cheese anymore.
Oh,
Hopefully
they
it'll come back
don't?
on the venue. Nah, they just tested it out, so it was just a limited thing, but
That
got
sucks.
me
That shit is good.
it was good, man. They're gonna get it on the menu for sure. They just needed to see how it would do. But I got
Now they need
myself some Taco
impossible
Bell.
meat.
They'll get it. Veganism's gonna fucking take
I'm
over.
with it, man. I'm with it.
um,
I like some vegan dishes.
but I just wanted to have like a good night, man. I was like, you know what? I feel like I wanna feel like I have that video store experience again, like on a
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday night, just going and
Hell
picking
yeah.
out a movie
Yep.
or two and then just staying in. And I was like, well, I got that new set, so I popped it open. First movie I watched was Cellar Dweller. Hadn't seen
Fuck
that
yeah.
before. So fucking good.
Yeah.
And I
Doesn't he look
know,
like a giant ghoulie?
yeah, he does. Well,
Yeah.
it's John Carr
It,
Beekler.
yeah,
Every
exactly.
single
Exactly.
it's all Empire
Yep.
Pictures video
Yep.
titles in that, right?
Yep.
Every single fucking movie in there was the effects were done by John Carr Beekler. And that was like what made me want to power through the set because I love John Carr Beekler. I think that he was a really fucking good director, and I loved what his effects company had
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
I loved the way that John Carr Beekler fucking monsters looked. They just had such a distinct look to them all the time, and you could always tell. So I was like, okay, like if this is the case, if every fucking thing's an Empire picture, if everything is John Carr Beekler effects, I'm like, every movie's gonna be cool. They're gonna be guys in suits. It's gonna be a lot of makeup. There's gonna be ghouls. There's gonna be monsters, and I was right. And it was fucking awesome, dude. I loved every single movie in that set, dude. That's like my favorite set right now. And I know that you weren't like super into the set because you were like, oh, I'd only really be interested in Cellar Dweller, right?
Yeah, because I don't have a copy of Cellar Dweller.
Have you ever seen Arena?
No. but I do
Dude,
know it's like that alien like battle fucking.
it is good, bro. It is good. When you come down, we're gonna watch it. I want you to see it because I was like,
Okay.
Steven would like this.
Yeah.
And
It's
did you
essentially like what Bloodsport, but with fucking aliens.
Blood Sport with aliens?
Yeah.
Yup,
Yeah.
exactly.
Nah, dude,
It
I'm
would,
down to
dude.
check
It
that
would be a
out.
really good remake if they remade that movie. I think it would be a
Okay.
really good one. So there, I won't stay too long on this. So it was Arena, which was awesome. And then, have you ever seen Robot Jocks?
No, I have
That's
not.
a Stuart Gordon flick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I didn't know it. And Jeffrey Combs is actually in it too. He doesn't have a big role, but he's in it, and it kind of pisses me off that he doesn't have a bigger role because I think that he would have played a better lead than the guy who played the lead. Even though the lead was good in it, I think that Jeffrey Combs, he's one of my
Oh, he's the
favorite
man.
actors. He's the fucking
Yeah.
man, and he's also in Cellar Dweller.
Yeah.
But he also doesn't have a big role in that
Yeah.
either, you know.
Yeah.
And it bothers me because I'm like Jeffrey Combs is like one of the best actors in my opinion, dude. Like when he's in a role, I believe that role. You know, there's not a lot of actors like that. You know,
Yeah.
Philip Seymour Hoffman was another guy like that for me too. Like there's very few actors in my mind where it's like he's in that role. I believe that that is that character. So there was that. There was the Dungeon Master, which was pretty good. That was probably my least favorite of them all, but it was still a pretty solid flick. And I mean, there was Dolls too, and we love Dolls, so
Oh
it's a
yeah.
great set, man.
So thankful that I have my Shout Factory slip of dolls, man.
Yeah,
That thing
yeah.
is.
I never got the Shout Factory, but that was the selling point for me with the video
Yeah.
store box set. And I, like you also, I was like, I don't really know if I'm too into all the other titles and stuff. But,
Yeah.
you know, like I said, Empire Pictures, John Carbuckler, I was like, okay, these are going to be cool. And I mean, in Arena, bro, it's like every character's an alien and there's makeup and there's monsters and it was a really good flick, dude.
Cool.
So I really want you to see it.
And then you
Enough
ended with
about that.
dolls.
Yes, I ended it with Dolls. I saved the best
Great,
for
great,
last, man.
great. Exactly. Great comfort
Yep.
movie, bro. I could
Great comfort movie. Yep. I
fall,
love it.
get
Eh,
tucked right into bed watching that movie, man. It's
oh,
real
with
feel good.
the thunder. And I mean the old lady homeowner in Dolls.
Yeah.
She is in Robot Jocks. And
Okay.
Stuart Gordon's wife, who plays the mean stepmom in Dolls,
Hmm.
she is also in Robot Jocks. So it's
And
like,
she's also in From Beyond.
yes, yeah.
Yep.
And I mean that's also an
Yeah.
Empire
Yeah.
Pictures flick too, From Beyond. And it also has our boy Jeffrey Combs. So it's just like I love it, dude. You know, I
Yeah.
love it. And I
Yeah.
mean, you might know better than I do. Empire obviously went bankrupt
And turned to Full Moon.
and turned into Full Moon, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Charles Band took it over from his dad and like pretty much like turned to Full Moon and capitalized on the straight to video market. So the birth like Puppet Masters, Trancers, fucking Doll Man, fucking uh demonic toys,
Yeah, it's the
fucking
best
yeah.
shit, dude. I love it. So I hope Arrow Video comes out with more of that for sure.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would
Yeah,
be cool. I'm
I
glad you
appreciate
enjoyed it,
that
brother.
shit. Loved
But
it.
moving forward, back to Ninja November, the movie we are talking about. Actually, before I even introduce the movie, I just want to give a shout out to Instagram user Grindhouse Seller. If it wasn't for his page, I would have not known about Ninja November. He put me on to the whole thing a couple of years ago, and it gives me something to look forward to now, getting over those Halloween blues like each November. So shout out to the Grindhouse Seller. And yeah, the movie we are talking about, the first in the Canon Pictures Ninja Epic Trilogy starring Sho Kosugi, Enter the Ninja.
Is that a Kino?
It is a Kino Lover
Okay, I thought so,
fucking
dude.
release. Yep.
So funny that this comes up, dude. Because I had just gotten an email from Kino that movie is on sale right now.
Yo, what are the odds, man? Maybe
So
they're getting in on fucking Ninja November because they
yeah, it
have
was weird.
they,
They had a
they have
bunch of
Enter
them.
the Ninja, and then they
American
have
Ninja.
American Ninja and Revenge of the Ninja. Like they own like the rights to those movies.
So yeah, they might be getting into Ninja November. So shout out
Yeah,
Grindhouse Seller. You know, I mean, we can't take full credit for it. Obviously, you got to
yeah,
give credit where credit's due. But I mean, we've adopted it
yeah.
into
No, I
in,
love
and
that this is
integrated
like
it
a
into our
yearly.
show.
Yeah, a year, at least one episode, since we're a bi-weekly podcast, where like at least one of these episodes every November will be dedicated to Ninja November. And I like the idea of doing this is volume two.
Yeah,
So yeah.
that's
And
the
we're going
format.
back to the beginning. Like I said, we are to where it all began, man, where this movie, like if it wasn't for this movie, I don't think there would be like this ninja craze that popped off in the 80s in the United States. It all pretty much started here, you know?
Through some of my my investigating for this movie has definitely been credited as being the movie that had introduced, you know, ninjutsu or ninja flicks into America in the 80s, because prior to that, obviously big kung fu craze and
Yeah.
I think judo flicks and whatnot too, you know. So this is what kind of kicked off, like you were saying, the ninja craze. And I mean, it was a fun movie, man. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It had a cool
What do
cast of
you say?
characters.
What do you think, man? Shall we drop the trailer, talk about the cast, and then
Yeah,
get into it?
yeah. Because I was about to go on a tear and you stopped me.
I wanted to give time because this has got a nice trailer. It really introduces like the audience to like what like ninjas are all about, ninjutsu.
Let me do the quick synopsis. I'll drop the trailer and then we'll get into it. All right.
Sounds good.
All right, brother. So listen. Enter the Ninja, 1981. After passing a ninja master test in Japan, Cole visits a war buddy in the Philippines. He helps him fight men who want his buddy's plantation. And I mean, you also have the back. Does the back have anything better?
Oh, okay. All right. You want me to? Yeah. All right. So the back of the write up on this Kino Loba release of Enter the Ninja. The ninja is the highest honor given to the dedicated followers of ninjutsu, the deadliest of all martial arts. Enter the Ninja explores the absorbing detail of the ninja's lethal, little known art of invisibility, which includes the use of hypnotism, explosives, and superhuman acrobatic fighting skills. Set in Japan and the Philippines, the film tells the story of Cole, Franco Nero, a Westerner who has been inducted into the secret fighting rituals of the ninja. Coming to the aid of his friends against the land grabbing oil barons, he easily takes on all opponents until a ninja assassin, Hasagawa, starring Sho Kosugi, Revenge of the Ninja, is brought into the fray. The two masters make use of all of their exotic weaponry at their disposal, making this one of the most sensational battle to the death sequences ever filmed. Hollywood legend Menahem Golan, the Delta Force, directed this fast paced, high quality, tough as nails martial arts film with a style and poise, co starring Susan George of Sudden Terror and Christopher George of City of the Living Dead, Pieces, and Grizzly.
The first martial art to sweep the modern world was jiu-jitsu, closely followed by the discipline of karate. Then we were taught to combine the spiritual with the physical by the masters of kung fu. And now, the Cannon Group is proud to introduce the practitioner of the oldest and ultimate martial art, the ninja. Enter the ninja.
This scroll is your license as a master of ninjutsu.
Starring Franco Nero. Exploding into action as Cole, the White Ninja.
Give him a message for me.
Yeah?
I don't like to be followed.
I love it here. It's become my home. And nobody is going to drive us away.
Susan George is the proud and beautiful Mary Ann, a strong-willed woman who knows what she wants and just how to get it. And introducing Sho Kosugi.
Kampai! Kampai! Kampai.
Hasagawa, the black ninja, born of samurai blood, is unable to accept anything but the ancient ways.
You did not drink, Hasagawa.
He is no ninja.
It's the land code. They want to take it away from us.
Bitter and merciless, this rogue ninja will stop at nothing to destroy any and all who cross his path. Ninja. Hired assassins, trained killers, masters of the most deadly art known to man. If you take on a ninja, no matter how many you are, be prepared for the consequences. Enter the ninja from Canon.
So yeah, man. At the end of that, you mentioned some key players in the movie, and one that I would really like to put the spotlight on is Franco Nero, who is a legendary spaghetti western actor. He was in Django and Texas Adios, and he was actually in Quentin Tarantino's Django Unchained.
Oh shit, man! It's been a minute since
He had a
I've seen
small
that.
role. He had a small
But
role.
that's a
He
cool
was
cameo appearance because he is like,
well. Tarantino loves spaghetti westerns, man.
yeah,
You know, there's no question about that. And you know, Franco being the legendary actor that he is, Tarantino had to have him. You know, QT gets what QT wants. But yeah, dude, when I put this on and I had seen Franco Nero in it, I was like, holy shit, this is gonna be a fun fucking flick, man.
yeah, man. It's a great cast. Having Christopher George as the main bad guy, Franco Nero as your good guy, and then like the evil ninja being Sho Kosugi, who he would later play like the hero in later like canon pictures ninja films, but
Yeah, he was not the hero in this though.
no, man. Hasagawa had he was a very bitter and vengeful fucking ninja for sure. He did not accept Franco Nero being this US Westerner who studied ninjutsu. It was
Yeah.
kind of, he was a man of the old ways. So
Yeah, and he makes that very clear after Cole completes his ninja training. So if you want to talk, we could talk a bit about how this movie opens up, because I think like
yeah,
it's a pretty
but real
fucking
quick,
solid
did you
like
see who
20 minutes or
edited?
so. Yeah, dude.
Our boy, man, Mark Goldblatt. from
Yeah,
fucking
director of Dead Heat.
Yep.
And
Dude,
like
he edited a lot of like canon picture movies, especially I believe he did this. I'm sure he did Revenge of the Ninja as well as Ninja 3 The Domination.
could be. I didn't look into that, but I mean, famously known for editing Halloween 2, the original.
Oh shit, yep, that's right.
Yeah, he did Halloween 2, he did The Howling, and fuck, he did another one that I
Master editor. That's all
yeah,
you need
definitely.
to know.
Yeah, master fucking editor. Like, go look at his credits. We gushed over it when we talked Dead Heat. But yeah, man, that's pretty cool how like this shit all comes
Hell yeah.
comes around again. You know.
So yeah, the movie opens up. We have the opening credits, and we've got Hasagawa, our boy Sho Kosugi, displaying all of the art of ninjutsu, all of his ninja skills. And what a way to kind of just introduce, like, I'm sure many of like US audiences really didn't know that much about the ninja or ninjutsu,
Probably not.
So it was a good way to like, this is what a ninja is, this is what a ninja does. And then
It was almost like a 007 intro.
yeah, for sure. I could totally see that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where, they don't like really montage. I mean, you could have took the title cards in a different way, but yeah, you showcased what a fucking ninja does, man. And I mean, Sho Kosugi, he's a practitioner and he's legitimate. So
Yeah, legitimate studier and master in the art of ninjutsu and nimpo. So yeah,
So he's a legitimate ninja.
yeah,
Damn.
yeah, man.
Fuck yeah. Is Kane too?
Yeah, yeah, dude, Kane's legit. Yeah,
Dude, I like Kane, bro. We're
yeah,
talking Revenge the Ninja now. You're gonna sue me.
yeah.
I like Kane.
But
We
yeah,
gotta.
so
Yeah, but go on, brother.
so yeah, like after the opening credits, we have Franco Nero as Cole, all suited up as the White Ninja, and he embarks on this final test where he has to battle Hasagawa and the rest of the ninjas in this ninja clan. So they battle out in the woods, and at first it's just Cole versus Hasagawa, but then the other ninjas get involved, and Franco's, or I should say Cole, is like mauling through him, man. But Hasagawa keeps trying to get one up on him, and there's like this really cool shot too, where like Hasagawa is like waiting for him in the trees, and we see a spider in a web, and it's kind of like symbolizes like falling into the spider's trap.
Yeah, exactly. I
Yeah,
like that. That was that was some cool directing right there.
yeah, and it's so funny too because this is a trope in most ninja movies. At one point, Cole throws his ninja sword into one of the red ninjas, right? And it sticks in, and then he later pulls it out to slice another ninja. And that would later go on to be a trope in many ninja movies. You'll always see like during a ninja battle, like someone throwing their sword into someone, leaving it into their enemy, and then pulling it out to slash another enemy. So yeah, Cole is just going through all of these ninjas as he's making his way to the headmaster, where him and Hasagawa have another encounter. Cole bests Hasagawa and he gives him the choice. He said, "Give up or die." Hasagawa surrenders. He goes up to the Grand Master and what looks like beheads him.
Yeah, I was
But
like, shit.
it is a substitution jutsu, which ninjas are known to do. So it's just kind of like a dummy, which would be used also in Revenge of the Ninja.
My mind initially during this was it was kind of going back and forth because I was like, is this a test or is this like a flashback of, you know, like something that he had to go through during his time becoming a ninja? And
Yeah,
I didn't know. And then when I had seen that he fucking decapitated the Grand Master, the effect is terrible, right?
oh yeah,
Like you
oh
could
yeah.
tell that like they,
It's a
because
dummy.
yeah, you could tell that it was a dummy. So I was like, okay, I'm like one of two things: either it's intended to be like that, or it was just bad effects, and it was supposed to be him actually beheading him, and then you later find out that it was him passing his test, and he goes through the 9 commandments. There's 9 commandments, correct?
Yes. Please don't ask me like what the
Oh,
nine.
I'm not. Don't worry.
Okay.
I'm not going to ask you to Sam, but I want you to do the hand signs for all of them. So, whenever you're ready. No, no, you don't got to do it.
I know some. I know there's like Rin, Ritsu, Oh, there's a few others, but yeah,
Yeah,
it's
there's a
just like
lot of them.
yeah.
I was not gonna ask you to do that.
Yeah,
But
but yeah, and yeah, so Cole passes his final test, and he is given this scroll as acknowledgement of being a master in ninjutsu and a ninja himself, and he is supposed to document like his journey as a ninja, and they're all gonna like celebrate with some sake, but Hasagawa decides to not take a drink of the sake and celebrate, as he is a man of old ways and he comes from a family of samurai warrior,
yeah,
and he's like, I just refuse to accept this
yeah, he
US
won't
outsider.
celebrate him. Yeah, he's not gonna
Yeah,
celebrate it.
yeah, so and he states his case, even though the grandmaster's like, no, he's accepted. So Cole has to embark on a journey to see his friend, and he tells the Grandmaster he's going to be going to the Philippines. A friend of his is in need, and the Grandmaster just reminds him, remember, like everything, all of your teachings, it's used to help others, not for like evil or vengeance, like Hasagawa. And then we get, the scene of Cole flying to the Philippines, and he shows up to his buddy Frank's plantation property, but is greeted by Frank's wife Marianne with a shotgun. Who's because like they've been dealing with some issues with their property, which we'll get into. But
Yeah, and she didn't know who he was, and Frank never announced that he was going to be expecting a guest, so she was on high alert. And I mean, Cole being the guy that he is, he defended himself, and he kind of um, would you say he kind of like took her out, disarmed her
yeah,
and
he
everything like that,
disarmed her
and not like he
while
didn't beat her
cracking a
up, but
couple of jokes. He was
yeah,
like, "Yeah," he was like, "Feel anything down there?" As she's like filling up his fucking thigh, and then like,
yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, it it kind of the way he disarmed her and held her, it almost looked like he was copping a feel.
probably.
But yeah, but he disarms her, and that's when like Frank comes out and he's like laughing. He's like, "Oh, where'd you learn all that? This and that." And Cole shares like how he was like studying in Japan, studying ninjutsu, and they're just catching up. They're old war buddies, man. And
We don't know exactly how long Cole was practicing
no,
for
we
to
don't
become
know
a
how
ninja,
long he
right? Like
was.
they never
Yeah,
say that.
we don't know how long he was out there for.
Yeah, and that could also be another reason why fucking Sho is a little pissed off, because he might have gotten that shit a little too quick.
Yeah, they
But he's
probably
also
could
good
have.
at what he does, man. I mean, Cole is good.
Yeah, man. I mean, well, the stunt double, yeah, but it's
Yeah,
it's
his
funny.
stunt,
It's funny when
the
you could
writer
tell,
slash
like,
stunt double.
you could tell when it's fucking Franco Nero,
Yeah,
and when it's like, you said it was the writer, right? Who was also the
yeah,
stunt double.
yeah. The writer, the original story writer, because he was intended as actually being the lead in the role. But he wasn't really, that talented as an actor, but he was really good at stunt coordinating. And then the director had found out that, Franco Nero was available. But the movie's dubbed too. Like Franco's voice is dubbed because he was supposed to have like a Texas American accent, and Franco Nero's Italian. So
And same with his buddy Frank, who I'm sure is Italian too. You could kind of tell it looked like he was speaking Italian as well. And Marianne, like the actress who played her, or Susan George, she's from the UK.
yeah, I was actually reading that there was 3 different languages spoken on set during the filming of this movie. So American, probably Japanese of some sort, and Italian, I guess.
So Frank reveals to Cole that his plantation, people are trying to buy it, even though he doesn't want to sell it, but they're really like pushing. And these people, they're like these fucking like almost like mob crime oil industry people owned by this guy. I believe his name is
Viserys.
Viserys, yes. Mr. Viserys. And he wants that property and just won't let up on it.
They don't know initially though, like Frank doesn't initially know that it's because of oil. Like he doesn't really know that the plantation is worth a fortune. We later find that out. But yeah, Viserys, his whole thing is he's business, and he knows what that land is really worth. But we don't find that out until much
Yeah,
later
he
on
has
in the
like this
movie.
big estate company, which is like his front, but he's also like this crime, like mob boss dealer. And so Cole and Marianne, they take a ride into town, and that's where Cole gets like his first encounter with some of Viserys's henchmen.
The hook.
Yeah, one of them being his name's Hook because he's got a hook for a hand. And they kind of glance at Cole and are like, "Oh, who's this guy?" Because they're not used to seeing like other like Americans or other like foreign people besides like the normal people in the town in the Philippines.
Yeah, like a guy like that, like Cole coming in,
Really
you could,
stands out.
yeah, you
Yeah,
really stand out because he could be one of two things. He could either be a good guy or a bad guy. So, and
yeah,
they don't really know. So,
yeah.
and I mean, Frank and Marianne are like the good ones in, um, they're like the good people in that town, and they're trying to build up the plantation, and they're trying to do right by all the other people who live in the community.
Yep.
And we also meet. So we meet the Hook, but then we also meet the dude Dollars at that time,
Dude,
right? Or is that at a
yes.
different
Yeah,
time?
no, we meet this dude Dollars who tries to sell Cole. He opens up his army jacket,
Do you
and
like
one
art?
side one side he's got pornographic picture of women, and then on the other side he's got fucking crucifixes.
Do you know who that
And
guy was?
yes, I do, man.
Okay.
That's the grandfather from fucking Silent Night, Deadly Night.
I knew
dude.
you'd know. You're good with faces.
Yeah, yep. It was so good seeing him. I really like Dollars as a character.
Yeah, Dollars was cool, man.
Yeah.
I enjoyed him too.
He's
He
like
was
this old
funny.
war vet who's just chilling.
Where money
fucking-
talks, man. He's like,
yeah.
usually I only answer questions if money's involved, but this one's on the house because Cole. There's a scene when Cole's in the town and he's kind of just observing everything, and we see Dollars and one of his henchmen. Or I'm sorry, it wasn't Dollars. It was Hook and his henchmen, and he was pressing and getting money from one of the store owners in the town. And Cole kind of just sees it happen, and then he asks Dollars like who he is and shit like that, and he gives him like the explanation as to like who he is and who he's kind of like linked up with and shit. And so he's a henchman for Viserys.
Yeah, it's just so cool to see the grandfather from fucking Silent Night, Deadly Night. Another familiar face. When I saw him and remember that he was in this, was like, fuck yeah. Because, like,
Yeah, he
dude,
looked familiar. I looked it
in
up. and
Silent
I'm like,
Night,
oh,
Deadly
shit.
Night, dude, he scared the shit out of me, man.
He's the mute grandfather, and then he
Yeah.
scares the shit out of the young kid.
Dude,
and-
he's so creepy with his stoic face. He's like, you see Santa Claus, you better run for your life.
Yeah,
Man,
he was an
that scene is
asshole.
fucking wild, bro. But
Yeah, it was a creepy
I
scene.
loved him as Dollars, man.
And then what ends up happening in Silent Night, like after they go and they have the visit, and it's like the big murder and shit. It was, ugh.
So Cole has an encounter with Hook and his goons, and he kicks their ass, and he like fucking sticks Hook's hand like into the wall. And
yeah,
Hook
at the
goes
bar too,
yeah,
right? Yeah,
yep.
after him and Frank end up they like go on a run, and Frank's like showing them around and stuff, and yeah, they end up going to the bar. And yeah, I like that. I thought that was pretty funny. And he's like he always has like these one liners in the flick too, and he like tells him he's like hang tight or some shit like that
Yeah,
after he hooks
yeah.
him into the fucking
Dude,
thing.
and we'll get more into it, but this movie is like so funny at times with some of
Yeah.
like the dialogue and choice. But yeah, so Cole kicks their ass in the bar, Hook and his goons. So Hook goes crying to Viserys. I think that's his name, right? Viserys.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Viserys. But it's so funny because like fucking Viserys, he won't let Hook speak to him directly. He has to speak to his right-hand man, Mr. Parker. And every time that like Hook doesn't speak to Mr. Parker and refers to Mr. Viserys, he like has Mr. Parker slap him in the face. Dude, this movie is like, it's funny as fuck at times.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Hook tells Viserys about like this new like out of towner who's causing trouble, and he's a good fighter, so he needs men. And he's like, well, I gave you men. He's like, I need better men. This guy like kicked our fucking asses. So he's like,
He's difficult. He's like an army.
yeah. So he's like, all right, I'm gonna hand select these men myself. So he goes by going down to like the local bad guy meetup spot of people who are just looking for
It's like
work
a
and shit.
shipyard or some shit.
Yeah, and he's like, my friend here, he's got, referring to Hook, he's like, he needs some men, and I want to see who's like the baddest around here. So he goes to this one dude who calls himself Preacher, and he's like, what are you preaching today? He's like, whatever the man wants, talking about Viserys. Like, I'll do whatever you want. He's like, all right, kill this man, talking about Hook.
It's like, all right,
So he
all right, yeah, I'll do
goes
it.
over, Hook fucking literally hooks him
Get
in
on
the
your knees
balls.
and pray.
Yeah.
And he hooks him in the nuts. That's what you're
Yeah.
gonna say, right?
Yeah, he hooks him right in the balls and fucking.
It was
He's like,
cool to
"All right."
kind of see Hook, give a little bit of pushback,
Yeah,
that he
yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
like this little bitch.
Yeah. And so Viserys is like, all right, we're gonna have a process of elimination here. So I've got 20 of you guys. I only need 10 of you guys. So the top 10 that survive, pretty much a battle royal are like my handpicked men. So there's like a battle royal, and then these like
They immediately start going and fighting. It's kind of like also like the scene in The Dark Knight when Heath Ledger's looking to recruit some guys. Remember that?
with the pool stick that he breaks and gives the two like
yeah, he's
each.
like, and we're gonna have tryouts, and he breaks it and throws.
Yep.
That.
Yeah, man, exactly, dude.
we're gonna have tryouts.
Oh, his name's Venarius.
Venarius.
Yeah,
Same
but
shit.
it's all good. But
I'm gonna call him Vesuvius now, just because.
Vesuvius. So Mr. Venarius has his henchmen picked out, and then we have this scene of like Frank and Cole talking, and you know, it goes to a flashback of Frank and Cole being in war together and how Frank saved Cole's ass back in war during combat when Cole was shot. Like Frank took the guy out and like aided to him.
Yeah, you know what I kind of feel like brought this flashback up in Cole's eyes was he had a conversation with Frank, and Frank was kind of just speaking like kind of defeated, like, you know, like he wasn't speaking like tough or strong, like the man
He's
that
kind of like
that
I'm a
once
shell of
been.
my former self. Yeah,
And then like he remembered about the war and, you know, how badass
Yep.
Frank was and things like that.
Yeah.
So I was like, shit, man, you know, like this guy's getting tired and defeated. And, you know, he even says earlier on in the movie about how he doesn't want to get rid of the property because Marianne loves it.
yeah,
So this has got to be a huge stress on Frank too, you know, because he's constantly being pressed by Vesuvius, as I'm now fucking calling him. What's his real name? Venarius.
Venarius. Yeah,
He's gonna go through all three of those by the end of this episode.
It's all good.
But yeah, he's just been constantly being pressed by him and everything like that. And now that Cole's there, you know, Cole didn't go there intended on being like this vigilante, or he didn't go there and intending on having to help defend the honor or the property and shit, but it's just kind of what ends up happening as a result. So
Yeah. Well, he knows, like, hey, man, clearly you're in need. You wired me for a reason. And then just thinking about that flashback of like, you know, you had my ass back there, so
I'm gonna
I'll
have
make sure
yours.
I'm gonna have yours.
Yeah.
And so those hand-selected men from Venarius show up to the property, and Frank kicks their ass again. Venarius's new crop of henchmen come to Frank's property to start trouble and press Frank again and try to take over, but Cole kicks their ass again, but this time in a fucking white paperboy cap. And it's so, dude, it's so funny. At one point, too, he like literally impales this one dude with a fucking stool.
Yes. Yeah,
I'm
he
like,
throws it
how
at
is
him.
that? How is this possible right now? With a fucking stool. to the
Ninja will
throat.
find it's his way, man.
Yeah, anything is a weapon to a ninja. That
Anything is
true.
a weapon. Anything
Yeah.
can be a weapon to a ninja, man. Don't matter.
Absolutely. So yeah, imagine having your ass kicked by someone dressed as fucking Cole. You're hanging your head in shame, man.
So this is the scene that you're talking about, though, when this is after everybody on the plantation quits, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So everybody on the plantation ends up quitting. It was before or after this? Was it after this because of like how intense that it started getting?
Yeah, it was
of
after.
all the
It was
bullshit?
after. Yeah,
Because I remember they bring the car and then they start trying to cut up the dude. What's his name? Pee-wee?
Yeah.
His name was Pee-wee.
Pee-wee was like one of the head workers. And
yeah,
like,
he was one of the cool guys, and they start
well,
dragging
not so
him.
cool because he was they were down with that cockfighting shit.
I know, I know that, but that's legitimately like what was going on, and even like at the end, like the main setting, like that was a real cockfighting arena.
Yep.
Yep. So.
Different cultures.
We don't
cool. Agree with.
I do not fucking agree with that at all, man.
Especially you, but no, none of us condone that here at Dead with
We
My
do
Friends
not
podcast.
condone animal violence.
No, not at all.
Whatsoever.
Those were real cockfight footage.
Yeah. And you know what though? Like that kind of shit fucking bothers me though, because like we got duped when we watched that fucking error flick, man. Red Spells Red.
Yeah.
You know, was it Red Spells or was it Centipede? No, it was Red Spells.
Yeah, that animal violence was way even worse than Cannibal Holocaust.
Yeah, man. And there was no warning for that, dude. Like, so anyways, We digress. No animal
Yeah.
violence. Anywho's, but no, Pee Wee was all right because like he was a loyal guy to Frank and shit, and that's essentially like where I'm going at. But they end up like the henchmen start fucking dragging him around the plantation on his stomach and stuff like that, and that's when Cole hops in. He like
Yeah.
beats the shit out of the driver and everything, and yeah, that was a cool scene. I enjoyed
On the
that.
paperboy cap.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
Let me ask you a question just real quick.
What's
So in the beginning of the movie, Cole is wearing the white gear, and then all the other guys are wearing red, and Sho's wearing black. Does that deem ranking in the world of ninjutsu, or
No, not
you
in
know?
the world of ninjutsu. That's just, oh, I'm a white guy, I'm white. I feel
Oh,
like
okay.
seriously, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like
Because
he's the American ninja,
right,
so he's got to
right,
be in white.
or
Yeah,
he's like
that's
the pure one,
or
and
yeah,
you
sure,
know
the
what I'm
pure.
saying?
He's the pure ninja,
The
whereas
pure ninja.
Hasagawa, the black heart ninja,
Yeah.
who's evil. Yes, I guess you could good versus evil symbolism. For
Right,
sure.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I wasn't too sure because I know that like in martial arts worlds, obviously there's the belt
Yeah, there's
ranking
the
system,
belt ranking. Yeah,
and
yeah.
you know, a
I
white
don't think
belt,
that's the same for
a
ninjutsu.
white belt being like, you know, new to whatever
Yeah.
kind of martial arts you're getting into, and then black belt obviously being the master. But I wasn't too sure, so I figured I'd ask. You'd know better, but good clarification on that. We do not know. We don't think so.
So Hook has to report again that these henchmen got fucked up, and it's so funny again because fucking Mr. Venarius refuses to speak to Hook directly, so Mr. Parker has to speak to Mr. Parker, and Mr. Venarius is in the middle of conducting a pool exercise performance art for his own amusement.
His fucking office setting is pretty interesting. It's like it looks like a big gymnasium, like a pool gymnasium, dude. It's like a big pool, and then there's all these desks and things like that around it. And yeah, he's like doing this weird conducting thing. Explain that to me.
Dude, it's literally just him being the head honcho boss. Like, look at me in my fucking penthouse with all these beautiful women flexing my power. But yeah, so he arranges a meeting. He wants to meet with Frank. So he sends people out to go meet with Frank and pick him up. So these drivers come by to
Love this
Frank's
scene, dude.
property,
This is a good scene.
and Cole jumps the driver, takes the disguise, and they recruit dollars. And he's like, "Hey, do you know how to use one of these?" Like, gives him an M16, and that's when we can tell like Dollars is a fucking war vet. Like,
Yeah,
he knows.
he's like, say no more. He's like, I got
Yeah.
it. So we got the trio there, dude. Like, we
Yeah,
got
yeah,
Dollars,
we
we
got-
got Cole, and we got Frank, man.
Yeah.
So I'm like, shit. I'm like, this could go two ways. This could go bad or this can go good. You know,
Yeah.
and I was kind of like thinking, like, okay, like they might be setting up for like an ambush at this point. Kind of
Well,
like what they were intending
That's
on,
what
but
they were gonna ambush
but
Frank,
they don't know who they're dealing with Cole.
Yeah.
So
Exactly. So Cole, you know, he calls over to one of the guards thinking it's, you know, the guard thinks he's a driver, and they jump him, and you know, they send in Frank to make it look like, you know, Frank's just showing up as normal. Dollars is hanging back, you know, watching everyone's back and shit from afar with the rifle, and fucking
and Venarius's
Cole.
guys think that they have the upper hand the whole time.
Yeah.
But
But
what's going
meanwhile-
on behind the scenes is
Cole's taking them all out one by one, stealthy like a ninja would. He's fucking knocking them out with their own guns. So when Frank finally appears, and it's just like, oh, you're surrounded. It's like, wait a second.
they
There's
blow the
only-
whistle, and the guys, right? And the
Yeah.
guys
I think
all
like only
walk out.
5 of them come out, and they're like, wait, there's supposed to be like 14 of you. Where's the rest?
he took out 14 out of 20 guys.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So 20, and there's only a few of them, so he took out a bunch.
The way that it was like set up was they were supposed to be coming from every single fucking direction, and then fucking Cole took them all out. They're all confused. They're like, wait a second, just wait 1 second. And then, you know, they're like trying to figure this shit out. And then out comes Cole. All these fucking guns over his shoulder, all this shit. And he's walking out, and he drops them right in front of his guys. And he's like, I think that these belong to you. Motherfucker's got the upper hand, man. He's a boss.
And then he cues fucking Dollars, who's just like, okay, guys, like, drop your weapons and let's make this fair. And so the few henchmen remaining, they all put their rifles down, and it becomes like a fucking brawl where like Frank and Cole are fighting the rest of these dudes, and Cole kicks their ass. Frank gets a cute few of them in and shit, and they're like almost reliving the glory days because like at that point, like Mr. Parker and them all, they retreat, and Cole and Frank retreat back to Frank's place, and Frank's like, "Oh, just like old times, man. We really did something out there." He's riding this high. He wants to drink, but then starts confessing about like, Marianne going through all of this because she's just like, "Look at you guys, like, what the fuck?" And that's when like it's this movie takes a weird turn because Frank turns into a cuck and offers Marianne
Yeah.
to Cole because she's like, I just can't take care of her the way that like a man should, and she really needs to be taken care of. So then like fucking Cole and fucking Marianne, she like comes to his room like in this nice fucking silk gown, and the lights go out and you know what happened. And it's so funny because like the next morning, like Frank wakes up, he's like, "Oh, that's the best sleep I've had in a while." And I'm like, "Bro, your best boy just fucked your wife and you're over here putting down cereal and breakfast and just feeling all good and high and mighty." And they're just trying to sit there at the dinner table like, "Yeah, that just happened last night." So funny, man. This movie, like, it's definitely got some like comedic choices for sure.
Some interesting writing choices for sure.
So from there, Mr. Venarius sends Mr. Parker out to get someone. Like, I need the best like assassin hitman you can find. So Mr. Parker goes to Japan to find a ninja.
Well, they did some digging on Cole, and they found that he was a ninja, like a legitimate ninja. So that's when he tells Mr. Parker, he's like, "I want a fucking ninja.
Go
Get
get
me a
me a
ninja.
ninja.
Go
Yeah.
get me a ninja." And he goes to Japan, but he goes to like some talent agency.
Yeah, it's so funny. And he's just like, I got all these like acrobats and actors and this and that. He's like, "No, I need a ninja."
He's
So
like, "No, no,
somehow
no. He's a good ninja. He plays a good ninja."
he's like,
And
"No,
he's like,
not I need
"No,
a real
I
ninja."
need a real ninja." But then he like tells him kind of how like the whole ninja thing like isn't really a thing anymore, And he's like, "You know what?" He's like, "I'll find you a ninja."
So he takes him to the grandmaster that we met in the beginning in his ninja clan, the same school that Cole had studied ninjutsu at. And Mr. Parker makes this lie that he's in need of aid of a ninja due to like troubles, this and that, because ninjas are supposed to help in the new age.
Yeah, so he tells them exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, and he recruits none other than Hasagawa, who gives a full-blown ninjutsu demonstration for Mr. Parker, and pretty much on the side explains to Mr. Parker like, "Hey, we have this problem, and we already know about the way Hasagawa feels about Cole." So to Hasagawa, he's like,
He's like, "Fuck yeah.
Game on. Yeah,
Yeah, fuck this
fuck
guy. I
yeah.
hate this guy.
I can't stand him.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I'll
take
do
him
it."
out."
So fucking Hasagawa returns to the Philippines with Mr. Parker, and they have this meeting with Mr. Venarius, who is just like, "Can you accomplish the mission?" Hasagawa's like, "If I fail, I'll kill myself, pretty much commit harakiri, because it's the ninja way. So to Mr. Venarius, he's like, "This is music to my ears. I know I found the right guy. Then Mr. Venarius sends someone to spy on Cole, who Cole immediately picks up on and takes him out and is like, "Who sent you?" And go back to him and tell him like, "I don't like to be followed," to Mr. Venarius. But the
Yeah.
guy tries to shoot Cole,
Yeah,
and
and
he
Cole takes him
fucking
out. He's like,
takes
"I'll
him
go
out. He's like,
tell him myself."
yeah.
Because the
So he
guys,
like,
he gave him up. He gave the address to the penthouse and all this shit.
yeah, yeah. So he stakes it out. He's like, "Okay, let me see what's up." So he kind of like stakes that out and shit, and fucking so Cole recruits dollars and they infiltrate Mr. Venarius's fucking penthouse. by taking out some guards and disguising themselves as guards, right?
He shows him the nudie fucking pictures in his jacket, and both
Yeah,
of the security guards are like, "Yeah, nice, nice, nice."
yeah,
He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I gotcha, I gotcha. I'll give you guys a good deal." And they take him out and they switch the disguise, and then they
yeah.
go up
Cole
to the
jumps him
penthouse.
and takes him onto a fucking elevator and switches out with the disguises. So him and Dollars are dressed as fucking as the guards. And while they're exploring, they end up at a room that's projecting Hasagawa murdering one of the guards.
He's like, "Is this real?"
And Cole's just like, "Oh no shit! What is Hasagawa doing here?" So it's really cool that they stumble in on that. It's almost like they were meant to see it.
Yeah, and this is also the point in time where we find out that the land that Frank owns is rich with oil, and this is the whole reason why they're trying to take over his plantation, because Frank doesn't know that, but V- Viserius, he
Venarius.
Venarius, Venarial, um,
Yeah, right.
he but yeah, no, it's worth a fortune. So he initially like tells him that it would be worth like 7 figures or some shit. But bro, if your fucking land is rich with oil, priceless. Priceless.
That's why he wants the property so bad.
Yeah, exactly. So he's gonna try to get what he wants.
Yeah, so he sends fucking Cole is there at the penthouse building. Mr. Venarius sends Hasagawa to Frank's property. And what like an introduction of not so much Hasagawa, but like just how ruthless he could be is like he scales his way down with his ninja claws, and the
I
first guard he
love
takes
this.
out,
Yep.
but he fucking claws into his head and there's all the blood and shit. It's
Yeah. I
fucking
was like, fuck
awesome.
yeah. This
Yeah.
was a good scene too.
Yeah, because Hasagawa, he starts taking out the guards. And then Frank realizes he's like, where the fuck are all my guards? Like, what's going on here? And that's when he fucking kidnaps Marianne and has her tied up, and then goes after Frank. And Frank starts to run off, and Hasagawa takes him out the shuriken, but doesn't kill him, but kind of like disables him right in front of Marianne. And then he pulls out one of these like I don't remember the name of the actual tool, but it could be used as like a grappling hook, if you will, and usually it's attached to like a rope. It's to like hook enemies, but yeah, he uses it to slice open Frank's throat in front of Marianne, and that's when he like sets Frank's plantation like on fire. Like Hasagawa just fucking goes off, dude. He's like screaming in Japanese, like
Yeah, the whole
just
place is
full
on
on.
fire, dude.
Yeah,
Everybody's running and screaming and shit, and
yeah.
all the houses and huts and stuff. It's just fucking chaos. At that point, I was like, shit, man. I'm like, Sho. I'm like, you really went. I'm like, you're really
Yeah,
fucked up in this movie, bro.
yeah, man.
But
He's
he's having a
fucking
grand old time.
he's full of vengeance. Anything to get back at fucking Cole. So Cole shows up just a little too late and sees all the damage that's been done, and sees that Frank has been murdered and that Marianne is missing.
There's also a sad flashback too
Oh yeah,
after he
about like
sees Frank dead.
what
Yeah,
are they gonna do? Because the war ended, they
yeah.
won. It's like, what are you gonna do after the war? And like Frank talks about being married and owning property and
And
all
living to
this
being
shit.
100, and now it's like, now
Yeah,
it's the demise. It's
yeah,
sad. Frank was a good guy, man. Frank was a cool character. Um, I feel like you kind of always feel suspicious of like these people, like Frank's character. I felt kind of suspicious of him for a while. Like I thought like maybe he had ulterior motives of some sort, and maybe he was kind of low key working with Venarius. But no, man, he turned out to just be an overall good guy all the way until the end. Unfortunately, you know.
So then we go to the next day, and Cole is going through his pre he's suiting up in his ninja gear and going through all of like the ninja hand signs and what they mean. It's kind of like a pre-ritual before you go into battle, you know what I mean? Sho would do the same thing in Revenge of the Ninja. So, yeah.
And
Um
this is going to be like his greatest test too, man, because
yeah.
they're not in testing format anymore.
No,
Like,
this is for
this is
real.
real ninja shit.
Yep. So Cole suits up. He gets all of his ninja tools ready. He does all the hand signs and then infiltrates and makes his way into Mr. Veneris's penthouse building. And it's just like Revenge of the Ninja, which would come after this, where, but reverse, whereas like Sho is now Brayden, and you know what I mean. So just like infiltrating like Kafano's building,
Yeah.
just like in Revenge of the Ninja. So he's
Yeah, and
going through.
we also get like similar weapons used too.
Oh
Like
yeah,
those what the fuck are they? They're like those, they're not the jacks. I call them like the jacks, but
they look just like Jax.
they're
Though.
like
Yeah,
the
I know
nails to
exactly.
the
Yeah,
face or
yep.
whatever. Like
Mhm.
we have some
Yeah,
of those end up happening, and smoke bombs and just all
yeah,
the really cool ninja shit. You know, I love the smoke bombs though.
yeah, dude.
Those are
It's
sick.
cool because you really get to see all the ninja tools on display,
Yeah.
which Sho Kosugi in real life was a master with. So a lot of those were brought from his personal collection to
Yeah.
be used on these movies. So yeah, and yeah, so Cole is just mowing through all of the henchmen, just like a fucking video game, moving from level to level. And then he encounters Mr. Parker, who's like, "Oh, Mr. Venarius wants to speak to you. You could have saved yourself the trouble of killing all these guards. Like he's
Yeah.
waiting for you."
He didn't even need to do all this
Yeah,
because he's not even there, and neither is Sho.
yeah. So they make their way up to the cockfighting fucking ring, and it's a setup. It's a setup to ambush Cole. Like they're expecting him, but Cole's smart. Like he sends out Mr. Parker, but not with Mr. Parker. Like he's waiting in the shadows, and Veneris is like, "Come out, ninja, come out!" And they like show like that they've got Marianne. Like Parker brings her out, and he's got her at gunpoint. And how Veneris just wants to have a word with him, but Cole's not stupid. He knows this is a trap, so he starts taking out more of the guards, and then shoots fucking Mr. Parker in the hand with an arrow. And it's funny because like
To
Veneris
let
is
go
like,
of Marianne, right?
yeah, to let go of
Yeah.
Marianne so she could run free. And like fucking Veneris is like, grab her. He's like, I can't, sir. He's fucking as he's bleeding out.
He's
It's
kind of
so
calm
funny.
too.
Yeah,
Mr.
he's like kind
Parker.
of,
Mr. Parker is
yeah.
all right.
Dude, Mr. Parker was funny as hell. Like his accent, I don't think it was like a UK accent. I feel like it was almost like English with German, like
Yeah.
almost like he definitely had like a
And
foreign
I
accent to
think
him.
the hook was German too. I think he was German,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I think so. But it's so funny because then like he Cole grabs Mr. Parker as like a hostage.
He uses a
And
smoke bomb to make it happen too, which
yeah,
was dope.
and peers up behind him and fucking holds him hostage. Veneris is just like, "Fuck it, I'll just shoot you too." He's like,
he's like, I forgot like exactly like what he says, but you ultimately kind of like find out that Viserys doesn't even really give a fuck about Mr. Parker, and he shoots him.
yeah,
Kind of just like, you don't have the one up on me.
yeah.
Like you
He's
thought
like, I
I
don't
did.
care.
Like, I don't care.
I don't care. I'll kill him too. And
And
then
he does.
yeah, he shoots him, and then he tries shooting at Cole. And he's like, I just want to talk like man to man, and tries to make him
He wants
offer.
him to like work for him.
Yeah, he's like, look, you're a
impressed with
hired
him,
assassin.
Yeah.
Work for me, I'll pay you good. And he's like, he's saying about like work, like I never worked for Frank. He was my best friend, and you killed him. So now I'm gonna kill you. And he fucking throws the shuriken at him, fucking sticks him right in the fucking chest, and kills Venarius. But Marianne is still yet to be found, and then it is revealed Hasagawa has Marianne, and he's waiting for Cole in the center of the cockfighting ring.
Now we're gonna have our showdown.
Yes, just like on the top of the fucking building, right in Revenge of the Ninja. Like we're all seeing that groundwork laid, man, in this movie. And Hasagawa, he lets Marianne go. He said, I'm honorable. I want you one-on-one to the death. So they have their duel in this fucking cockfighting ring, which is a great setting for a final fucking duel to the death. And they just start going at it. And we get to see all this awesome ninja action with all the various ninja tools being used in ninjutsu and all this shit. But it leads down to, and I kind of think Cole's a bit of a cheater. I'm a bit biased because I'm a Sho Kosugi fan, but Cole uses the fucking pepper bomb as they call it, or like the powder that goes into the fucking eyes to
But why is
one up.
that? Why is that cheating though?
I don't know because I mean
Just because he got the one up on show?
with I don't know, like they should have just kept it swords and fucking no
Yeah,
bombs.
I mean, but he's using his ninja tactics.
I know. I just fucking me, bro. I'm fucking a little biased. I want Show to win.
Bro, you
But
know what, man? When it comes to life or death, dude,
yeah, that's true though. That's
you
true.
know,
There are no
fuck it.
rules. There are no rules in life or death. But yeah, they battle it out, and then like Cole ends up using uh Hasagawa's momentum to flip him over and use his own ninja tool, which is like the spear, to stab Hasagawa. And Hasagawa is like, okay, I've lost, but I need to die honorably. Like, please, as my last wish as a ninja. Like,
And he tells him you fought honor. You fought with
I
honor, right?
fought with honor. We fought with honor. Let me die with
Yeah.
honor. And that's when
I thought he was
Cole-
gonna kill himself because what do you call it?
Harakiri,
Harakiri.
Harakiri,
Sorry, I
or
can't say it.
Harikiri. For those that
Harikiri.
don't, yeah.
I thought that's what was gonna happen, but I was surprised that it
Yeah.
didn't.
So he asked Cole to, give him an honorable death, and Cole takes his head off.
Yeah.
And yeah, he leaves with Marianne, and Marianne is now taken over the property. And she
No
wants
more risk of threat, because
Yep.
Viserys and all of his guys and all of their bullshit
they're all dead.
they're all dead. So they get to, live in peace now and live in Frank's honor in the Philippines, So
Exactly. So that's exactly what she wants to do. She wants to take over the property in Frank's honor. And she asks Cole to stay, but Cole is like, he's going to embark on another journey. But he says to her, he's like, I'll be back.
I'll
And
be
that's
back,
it.
baby. I'll be
Yeah.
back.
Oh, yeah.
And then he's at the airport, and we also see the Hook at the end too. And I guess
He's working like
working
baggage.
yeah, and he runs up to Cole to try to get him to either take his taxi or help him with his luggage or some shit. And
Yeah.
Cole turns around, and Hook sees him. And he's like, oh, and he
Yeah.
runs away, all stubby and shit, and waddling and
Yeah.
whatnot. And
It's funny because him and Dollars have a last moment, and Dollars like, all right, well, who you off to kill next? And fucking Cole's just like, I'm not off to kill anyone. Like a ninja, doesn't kill, he eliminates, but he's for protection. And then when he sees Hook, he's like, but there's some other, there's some circumstances, pretty much. And then he winks at the camera.
yeah,
Yeah.
fucking Franco
And the movie
Nero.
ends. Good old Franco Nero.
But that's it, man. That's Enter the Ninja.
Yeah.
Good
that's
flick,
Enter the
man.
Ninja.
I enjoyed
Yeah,
it,
man.
man.
I'm glad you did, dude. Like I said, this set the groundwork for all of the ninja films to come over to the US. So I know last year we started with one of my personal favorites, Revenge of the Ninja.
I love Revenge of the Ninja, dude.
Oh, like I said,
was-
that's my number one.
Braden is one of my favorite villains now, man.
Thank you, dude,
oh
because
my God,
he became one of mine. He's up there with me with Top Dollar from The Crow as villains, man. Braden is a fucking my man, dude, my man. My man, you already know, bro. You
Yeah,
already
Top
know.
Dollar rules, dude.
Yeah.
But I mean, even Brandon Lee and Top Dollar's scene on the rooftop and at the end of The Crow, bro, that was so badass. But
Oh, yeah.
man, Braden certainly became one of my favorite villains.
He's great, dude. His evil laugh, all that shit. Now, don't get me wrong. Christopher George is a great villain and great actor. I mean, I love me some Christopher George, but dude, Braden, the fucking silver masked Hanya ninja.
I love
come
that
on, bro.
mask, dude.
Dude,
Turn-
that mask is
with
badass.
with the fucking
With the
green
blue eyes to
Yeah,
fucking
blue or green eyes.
hypnotize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be honest though, man. I kind of wish that this movie had more Sho Kosugi in it.
I agree. That's my one initial complaint is not enough Sho Kosugi.
Not enough show, and I definitely think that they maybe could have built on their rivalry a little bit more. Maybe they could have had Cole living with them in the I was gonna say the monastery, but the the ninja, what would you call it? Like the facility or the ninja training center.
School. Yeah.
Yeah, school, exactly. Like maybe they could have took more time instead of, because
The
it's like,
dojo.
yeah, right, right. Like maybe they could have just shown a little bit more of a rivalry and built up their rivalry a little bit more instead of just it being like the first like 15, 20 minutes of the movie where, the training, and then we go into the dinner, and then we find out that Sho has this chip on his shoulder because he comes from the old country and the old ways, and he's pissed because Cole is an American and doesn't really feel like he deserves to be a ninja. Like that
Yeah.
is the extent of their rivalry. um but I mean, I guess at the end of the day, we don't really know how long Cole was there for, like I said, like we had said, and I guess that was enough for Show to really be like, yeah, fuck this guy, and I'd be willing to burn down villages and kill all these fucking people, just to show that I'm a
Yeah.
real ninja and shit. But Cole got him in the end, man. you know. But they
Yeah,
could
good
have
old
probably,
Franco Nero.
but they, maybe also them having more of a good cat and mouse, you know. Like as much as this was a good ninja movie, it was mostly just Cole beating the shit out of people.
See, I feel like the things like these details you're bringing up were ironed out in Revenge of the Ninja.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
You know?
And I'll say, man, like Enter the Ninja's cool. I like it, but Revenge of the Ninja is definitely the better flick.
Hell yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely the better of the films. But this being the first of the Ninja trilogy, so and I mean it being the Ninja trilogy, they don't have anything to do with any of them really, aside from the fact that Sho Kosugi is actually in it. But like storyline wise, I know that they
Storyline,
don't
they
have
have
any.
nothing to do. They're
Right.
just produced
Ninja 3,
by.
The Domination is the third one, correct?
Yep. And
Okay.
that also has Show in it. He's a good guy, but
Yeah. But
he's kind of a side character in a way.
Show?
Yeah, he's got a decent amount of screen time though and involvement. But
Yeah, well, dude, like I said, man, not enough Show in this. But dude, Franco Nero, great character, it definitely has its positives, and like you said, the things that I'm mentioning were ironed out in Revenge of the Ninja, which ultimately makes it a better movie. But if they would have just implemented a little bit more of that into this flick, dude, it definitely would have been a much better movie, because it's Enter the Ninja, but you only really get ninja in the first 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then at the last 20, 30
Act,
minutes of
yeah.
the movie. And the last
Yeah.
act is like when you really start to get the ninja thing. We could have maybe had some back and forth to show back in Japan or whatever, like
yeah.
just
yeah.
these little things that I kind of
Yeah.
thought could have made it a little bit better. But I'd say overall I'll just give you my final real quick,
Give
if
me
you
your
don't mind.
final. No, not at all.
Overall, dude, I thought it was a good movie. I really enjoyed the music in it. It had like that real cool like grindhousey like 70s 80s music in it. I really enjoyed Franco Nero in the flick, dude. I appreciate like a good legendary spaghetti western actor. I like Sho Kosugi. I think that it was definitely I like how it's like it shows you like cool ninja shit, man. It shows you like all the ninja tools and stuff. They really utilize it, like the claws and the smoke bombs and um all that shit. Kind of said what I feel, what would make it better of a movie. But as far as a rating goes for it, are you ready for me to give you my rating?
Yep.
Give it a 5.5 out of 10, man.
Okay.
Yeah, give it a 5.5 out of 10, dude. Enter the Ninja. And I always want to say Enter the Dragon too, whenever. But
too
that's
easy
also
to-
but that's also like I read about that as well, and the title of this movie was strategically made so that they could capitalize on Enter the Dragon.
Probably.
No, they did 100%. They like titled it Enter the Ninja because they were trying to cash in on that shit on the kung
Oh
fu.
yeah, the Cannon brother or Cannon Group brothers Yeah, they anything to cash in. You know, those two dudes. I'm drawing a blank of their names, but
And then this flick also, as far as I know, out of those three ninja films, because wasn't it Utah? Was it that was like the setting in Revenge of the Ninja?
yeah, it's well, it
And
was
also
filmed in
Ninja
Utah,
3.
but it's supposed to be L.A.
Right. So this movie was
Ninja 3: The
actually
Domination, I'm not 100% sure about.
this movie was actually entirely filmed, I think, in the Philippines and some in Japan. Like I don't think it was filmed at all in the United States. So, anyways, I digress. But 5.5 out of 10, I give Enter the Ninja Brother. So
Okay. So, I do agree Enter the Ninja is my favorite of the three. I mean, I know you haven't seen Ninja 3: The Domination, which is a fucking fun, crazy fucking movie, and I can't wait for us to sit down and watch that sometime for Ninja November. Probably volume 3 or maybe volume 4, because I know we wanted to do Ninja in the Dragon's Den as well, but we'll have to save that either for next year if I could get a physical copy, or we'll go right to Ninja 3: The Domination. But yeah, going back to Enter the Ninja, it definitely set the groundwork for most ninja films to come in the 80s ninja craze, but everything was ironed out better, I feel, in Revenge of the Ninja. But I still enjoy this. I mean, it's got some great fight scenes. I do enjoy all of the blood and fucking slicing and squibs, and just it's kind of cool to see Sho as a bad guy, because it's not most people that associate with Sho Kosugi. He's always like the hero, whereas like this he's the villain. And that final like ninja encounter, it's pretty dope, and I love to see all the ninja tools on display. Plus, it's got a decent cast. I mean, we got the fucking grandfather from Silent Night, Deadly Night as Dollars. We got Christopher George. Some funny moments, definitely some funny dialogue. Franco Nero doing some of, like, you could tell when it's not him and him trying to do moves. It's so silly.
yeah,
It's
he
just
had no
it's very
martial arts
campy and
training.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's very campy and fun at times, but
Yeah, you can't
definitely
say it's a bad movie,
no, not
like
at
you
all,
can't say
dude.
it's
It's
a
a fun
bad
one,
movie. It's a
man.
fun movie,
I do
dude.
enjoy it, and my overall rating 7.4. 7.4. I definitely
Damn.
enjoy it.
Hi.
Yeah, bro. Well, like I said, man, I gotta give it the respects, bro. This
Facts.
laid the fucking groundwork for
It
the
did,
rest of the
man.
ninja movies. And some of the scores borrowed, uh, they would borrow it in Revenge, but make it better. Like make it more intense, and those fighting sequences like more impactful. So like I said, it laid it laid good framework and groundwork for better ninja movies to come.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree, brother.
So that was Enter the Ninja. This is our Ninja November episode,
Ninja November Volume 2.
volume 2. So we hope also that others are partaking in Ninja November. Go check out Grindhouse Sellers page. He's always posting awesome ninja flicks that he's watching throughout the month. I posted like my stack of ninja films in my collection that I'll be going throughout the month. And yeah, so those that want to partake, go refer to both of our pages to see what ninja films you should probably check out. But with that being said, the best way you could support Dead with My Friends podcast is following us on Instagram at Dead with My Friends podcast. Be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube and leave us a 5-star rating and review wherever you stream our podcast from. It really helps the show grow. Join us next time as we talk about Eli Roth's Thanksgiving.
So until next time, I am Nick.
And I am Steve.
Peace.